All right. All right. Okay, everybody. Want to welcome you in to Wisdom Words with Mom Wallace. We're excited to be here this evening. We're hoping that you have your pens, your notebooks, your recording devices. If you're not able to watch it live, hopefully you're catching the replay. But tonight, we are going to be blessed to have Mom Wallace talk to us about blended families. And so this is really something that has been downloaded to her by the Holy Spirit as she has been counseling couples and sharing information with them to help their marriages to be stronger. And so I just want to again encourage you, get your pens, get your notebooks. If this doesn't apply to you, you might know somebody that it applies to you, and so that you can share this information with them. And so with that, welcome, Mom Wallace. How are you this
Thank-
evening?
I'm fine, daughter. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's good to see your face on the Zoom again.
Thank you.
And yeah, so we're ready. We're ready. So
Uh,
whatever the Lord puts on your heart to share with us.
okay. After our first time together, some people asked for information on blended families. And I have to tell you, honestly, I am in unfamiliar territory. This is a subject that I've not experienced in any way, but I'm going to do my best. Now, I'll tell you, I sought the Lord and He heard me and He told me some things. So I'm going to share with you what the Lord shared with me. And as my daughter said, I will hope that you have pen and paper because it's a lot of information. I will be using some terms that will, I hope, help us to be able to distinguish what I'm talking about. The first one will be the primary parents, and they're the ones that the child lives with regularly. They take them to doctor appointments, take them to extracurricular activities, make sure they go to school, and take care of them on a daily basis. They provide food and shelter. That's the primary parents. The secondary parents are the ones that they will be visiting with from time to time. Then we have the biological parents, and they're the ones that God used to provide the egg and the sperm for the children to be here. So if you are dating someone or you intend to marry someone and they have children, make sure they're paying support for the children. If you are a woman and you have children with a man you're not married to, he should be paying child support to you for your children. If you are a man with children by a woman other than your wife, and you receive a letter, a court order to be in court, go immediately. Don't put it off. Get there some kind of way, boat, bus, plane, get there. Get there. Okay? And the request is for you to determine whether or not you are the father. And you want to know that. So you go and you get a DNA test to determine if you are or you're not. If so, start paying your court order for child support immediately. Immediately. The consequences for not paying child support are: one, your driver's license can be revoked, your wages can be garnished. That means they will take money out of your paycheck. The, the income tax that you so anxiously waiting for may never come because the government can intercept it for child support. You can be put in jail for not paying child support. And it's never too late for a woman to apply for child support. There are men on Social Security that they are paying child support. And ladies, I have bad news for you. If your husband's income does not cover his child support, you might have to pitch in. And besides that, um, if you make more money than your husband, the court may order you to pay support to him. Now, ain't that a kicker? Okay, but if you want to keep him from going to jail, you may have to pitch in your money to help, and you may have to become the financial provider for your whole household if your husband doesn't make enough money to pay his child support. Okay, if you are a man of God, I know child support will not be an issue for you if you had a child before you married, or if you had one with somebody that's not your wife after you married. So if you're claiming to be a Christian, I know child support will not be an issue for you. If your husband has children outside of your and his relationship, do not think that he has dodged the bullet. You may have a husband and may have children somewhere, but not paying child support. So you think, oh, I'm glad my husband didn't have to pay. Don't get that idea. As I said, you can ask for child support no matter the age of the person. They don't have to be a child, it can be a grown person. But if that mother asks for child support, she can get it. Okay, if his ex hears that he marries someone else, you can be sure she might sue for child support. If he gets married on Saturday, Monday morning she might be at the courthouse. I've seen that happen. Somebody said, "Oh no, he don't pay me no child support. He don't pay you no child support, but you let him marry somebody else." And women know fury like a woman scorn, and she'll be right down the courthouse on Monday. So encourage your husband to pay child support on time even if he has outside children, especially. Now, we have to consider the children first and foremost. Okay, remember you created this mess. It's not their fault. And the Lord showed me three things needed to successfully blend a family. The first thing is maturity. You will cross paths with your ex at some time or other. It may be a school play, might be a program at church, might be a graduation, a wedding, children's birthday party, grandma's house for cookout or dinner, or something that your child wants the two of you to be at. He wants his two biological parents to be at some event. Okay, and it may be uncomfortable for you seeing your husband or your wife with their new spouse, but you got to suck it up, swallow your pride, and put on your finest outfit, get you a new dress, and get your hair done. And honey, try to look fine because you know you're going to be seeing your old man. But you got to suck it up and go and do it. And you know how we like to look good. So, put on your best. But there may be a time when you have to put up with that. Never say anything derogatory about a child's mother or father. They are a part of that child, okay? Speak well of your ex. As I said before, God told me I had a 21-year sentence to serve for my children. And last week I realized I mistakenly said 25 years, but it's a 21-year sentence that God said my life was not my own once I had children. And I owed them high school and 4 years of some kind of training, some kind of skill. Okay. I told my babies they had to do something to earn a living. And I told my kids they couldn't be pinching off my pension. So they had to get some education and earn their own, not pinching off my pension. Okay. So there are three lessons you should teach your children. The first is to love and reverence God. And that comes partly from the way you do it, your example. Okay. The second thing is to uh, teach them to obey and respect authority. And number three is to learn, and so they can earn and become independent. If you want to have healthy, happy, well adjusted children who will grow and go, and that's our plan. We want to get we love them, but we want them to grow and go. You need to give them those 21 years and create the best blended family situation that you can for them. You may be angry, you might be sad, you might be depressed because of the divorce or the separation, but you must not burden the children with your mood. Let the children know that you all love them, all of the parents, mother, father, biological, primary, secondary, everybody. We all love the children. Make that clear to them that they are loved. But we have to do what's best for them. We cannot consider ourselves, we can't do what's convenient for us. We have to do what's best for the children. The second thing that will make a successful blended family is communication. The very first thing is to reassure your children that they're not responsible for the family breakup or for the divorce. Let them know that you and your ex made some dumb decisions. You made some bad choices. You did some things that you shouldn't have done, or some things that were wrong in life, but that has nothing to do with you. They love you. They want what's best for you. And don't try to, reflect on the child. Don't make remarks like, because your dad, that little bit of money your daddy paying for child support, we got to move to a smaller house. Or we, or we got to, you got to change schools. We can no longer afford ballet lessons, the piano lessons, and football camps this summer and baseball camps. We can't afford them more because your daddy ain't paying but such a little bit of child support. And don't put that on the child. No, no. Don't involve the children in grown folks' business. Okay.
My God.
Don't display
Jesus.
your life on Facebook. Don't display your life on Facebook. Come on. After you have settled your division of property and assets, and sometimes you need a lawyer for that because I don't know nothing about all these legal ramifications. You might need a lawyer to help you do, just get rid of your property or divide it up or split it up. I don't know. The Lord didn't tell me about that. But if you decide to settle or pay, you need to pay your joint accounts, and divorce is final, your very next steps, then this is an important step, people. This is an important step. Go to your employer. Go to your employer as soon as possible and change the beneficiary on your life insurance. I'm telling you, if you pass, your ex, if you haven't taken their name off of your life insurance, they're going to get the money. And your new wife, she gonna be trying to do a GoFundMe to bury you, and she gonna be upset. You hear me? That girl gonna be upset with that other girl get that insurance. So go to your employer, change the beneficiary on your life insurance policy, and also your health insurance. If your wife is to be added or taken off, go change that. And if the children are to be changed from one health insurance policy to another, make those changes. Change beneficiaries on your 401k, on your pension plan, and all the other investments and bank accounts, and your checks, your deed to property. You need to get the name off your deed. Your will, change your will. Okay, and this goes for men and women. But get that name off that insurance policy right away. If you pass and your ex's name is still on your life insurance policy, she's the one to get the money. And like I said, the other wife gonna be upset. Okay. Child support issues should be settled and coming in regularly after the divorce and after assets have been split up and decided, and your insurance and everything. Who's going to do what? Who's going to have the children on their insurance? All that should be settled before you have to do anything else. Uh, the child support should be when is it coming, what date of the month is it coming, is in when and how much. And as I said, don't forget, it's never too late to file. If you're not doing your child support, don't think you out of the way, that you dodged that bullet, because it's never too late to file. Next is the initial blended family meeting. The initial blended family meeting. How are we going to do this? How are we going to handle this? First of all, the parents should meet, all the parents should meet in a neutral place. It's not fair for anyone to be in the comfort of their home. Okay, we need to meet at the library, at the coffee shop, everyday cafe, or somewhere. But it's not fair for you to be in your own house. We both need to be nervous. We need to be in neutral territory. So we both nervous. All the parents is nervous, okay? And so meet in a neutral place, not in anybody's home. Okay, and each couple needs to have a pen, paper, and a calendar. Okay, you need to bring pen, paper, and calendar to the first initial blended family meeting and every other meeting, because there may be changes to the calendar. So always come prepared to the neutral place with your pen, your paper, and your calendar. There are probably some sophisticated ways to communicate that I'm not aware of, because I'm not a computer person. But I think messages are an easy way for you to communicate. Plus, you'll have a record of the call and what happened. Further, I suggest that men let the women handle calls when they're necessary. Let the women handle the calls, okay? Women know the questions to ask, like what size the child needs, how many, where can I get it? Can I get it from Amazon or Walmart? Where, because some things you can't get in the store. Some things have to be ordered. And so the women, she'll know to ask, well, where can I get it? Or if like you getting a pair of glasses or something where expenses should be shared, she know how to say, send us a receipt and we'll pay our half, because the manager say, yeah, okay, well, I'll pay for the glasses. No, we splitting this bill for them glasses, and that way she won't go buy no designer name glasses. If she knows she got to pay half, she's not gonna buy no designer name glasses. She gonna get some, regular price glasses, okay? And so that woman know to tell that other woman, send us a receipt and we'll pay our half, okay? Uh, if a woman knows that she has to talk to your ex every time she call, that she's not gonna talk to you, she gonna talk to your ex. Believe me, she will be calling only when it's necessary. When she knows she can't talk to you, you know, she gonna call when it's necessary. She got to talk to your wife, okay? For example, if your ex called and asked you for diapers, you would probably not think to ask what size. You may not even know they come in different sizes. And you will go out and get a cheap pair of diaper, a 12 pack, cheap, being cheap, and give the baby a rash, and she'll be calling for more diapers in 2 days because you just got a 12 pack. The woman will know to get a big pack. You know what I mean? She know how to ask what size the baby needs. But man, you don't know all of that. You know what I mean? So let the females handle the business. Let your new wife talk to your old wife. She won't be calling all the time, okay? And if you get the 12 pack, the girl gonna be calling in 2 days for another pack of diapers. Okay, so let the females handle that because she knows how many she know to get a big pack, and she knows how what size to ask, what size the baby needs. Okay, so let them handle it. Now, if you don't trust your husband to deliver the diapers to the ex, okay, I understand that. Go with him or send the kids with him or have the stuff you need delivered from the store, directly from the store to her, if you don't trust him to go to her house. Okay. The next thing, we're at the initial blended family meeting. Okay. So let's learn about the children. Some questions to ask: are there any special needs? Do any of the children take special medications? Okay, are they allergic to certain foods or to pollen? Are there any health issues? In case do we have cards? In case we have to take somebody to the emergency room, can we have a set of cards in the secondary house? Okay, in case somebody gets sick while they're visiting. What's the bath and bedtime routine? What time do they go to bed? What about homework, TV, computers, and social media time? And these things, computers should be conveniently located. And when I say convenient located, that means where I can see and hear everything that's going on. I'm not necessarily want to hear their conversation, but I want to hear tone of voice. So if I know the conversation is not the right kind of conversation, okay? Um, I suggest collecting all uh, cell phones, iPads, iPhones, whatever else they can talk on or look at. Collect them at night because I don't want anybody doing anything foolish, doing anything crazy at my house. So I want to collect everything so I know there's nobody talking all night, nobody texting, nobody on the internet, nobody being pursued by anybody or pursuing anybody. I want to know what's going on in my house. That's the way I would feel. Then you need to schedule visits. That's the next thing you need to do. Decide when you will have the children, is it weekends, which holidays. We need to rotate the holidays. Now, if I was in that situation, I think I would just have all the holidays this year and you have all the holidays next year. be too complicated trying to figure it out for me. But we have to figure out how we gonna do that. The summer, how long they gonna spend for the summer? They gonna spend a week with us or 2 weeks? Okay. And what time are you gonna drop off, or what time are you gonna pick up the children? And be flexible when you're supposed to have the children for special occasions. For example, if it's somebody's anniversary, and they're supposed to have the children, do it another weekend so that they can have the anniversary time, okay? Might be a celebration of somebody's job, or it might be somebody wants to go on vacation and they need to purchase tickets for a certain time, and that may be the time that you're supposed to have the other family. Ask somebody, can they take them another time? Be flexible, but be kind to each other, okay? And if it's time to have your turn to have the children and something special comes up, be flexible enough to change your schedule or for their visit. Do not always have an excuse now to skip your scheduled time. Don't try to be slick. And you're when there should be when they're to be scheduled with their grandparents or family celebrations, how to handle that. Sometimes we had the grandma had the whole family for dinner, and what are we going to do? Are we going? Not going to go? What are we going to do? Because she want the current and the ex. Like I said, the children, their time, they want to see both of their parents. They don't care about all this separation stuff. Make all of your decisions based on what's best for the child. As I said, not what's convenient for you. The next thing is discuss the rules and regulations in each home if possible. Have similar ones and similar consequences for disobedience. Okay, and when we have our family meeting and you begin to talk about when your child goes to bed, or you know some habits they have, maybe you can glean some thoughts from your ex, from his wife. Don't close your mind. Maybe you can glean some thoughts from them, and maybe we can kind of do the same thing in both of the homes. That way the children aren't overwhelmed and confused, and make them know that they have to respect and obey the secondary parents. Okay, make sure they have to respect their home, respect their property, their furniture, their TV, and do as they told to do. Okay. uh, Teach your children uh, how to act when they go to the secondary home. Okay, don't just let them cut up. And if your children tell you that something happened in the secondary home, you can investigate, but keep the children out of it. You talk to the other set of parents about it, get a clear understanding, because children can misunderstand some things, and everything may not be the way they understood it. But you need to discuss that with the other parents. Don't involve the children in none of that. You know, Talk to the other parents and see what's going on, what can be settled, what can be a good outcome. Always, always, always express your love to the children. Like I said, they don't know light, gas, water, food, clothes. They don't know that equals love when they're coming along. Children don't know about love. Either they think you got to take care of them because you got them. You understand? So always express your love. Express your love to your children. Fathers, affirm, 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 affirm them. The Bible says the glory of the child is the father. They would rather have one crumb from daddy's table than a whole loaf from somebody else's table. Children love daddy. Okay, tell they love daddy. Tell them they're wonderful, that you're proud of them, and that doesn't have to be on a good report card. It doesn't have to be on anything. Just tell them you proud. I'm proud of you just because you're mine, and I thank the Lord for giving you to me. Okay, don't. It's not based on a reason or performance. Okay. Mama can say they're proud of the children, they love them, that they're wonderful, but it's not firm until daddy says it, okay? They love the sight of daddy. They love the smell of daddy, even when he coming from work and they had no shower. They love the smell of daddy. They just love everything about daddy, okay? Their first word is usually da, da, da. Okay. It may be awkward for you if you did not grow up this way, but keep practicing and it'll become easier and easier for you to say, I love you, or I'm proud of you. You know, you're wonderful. Your children need you, especially when they're going through this divorce and separation thing, when they are spending the weekend, holidays, and so forth at your home. Daddy, do not leave them with your wife. They don't know her. Okay, don't leave them with your, and don't leave them with a girlfriend if you're single or if you're cheating. Don't leave them with no girlfriend. Take care of those children yourself. Make plans to spend time with them, teaching them, talking to them, and having fun with them. Okay? Get some games, board games. That's we did in my house all the time. And I tell you, if you play games with your children, you may discover that they don't know how to read, or they don't understand what they're reading. And that's very important. They may be a bad sport. If they start losing the game, they might just tear the whole board away. You know what I mean? And they may be a bad sport. And you can see all these things from them playing games. You can learn a lot about your children playing games with them, okay? And then that way you can know their parts more about their personality, their temperament. And if they have a bad temper, you got to figure out some way to bring that down. You got to figure out a way to, anything you see that's wrong with it. They can't read, get some books that'll show them how to read. You sit down and teach them how to read, okay? And if they got a bad temper, like I said, find a way to tone that down. Find out what's causing it. Why are you angry? Why are you mad? And I told my children, if you have a temper, you have to save it for when your house. You don't can't no temper in this house, because I'm gonna be happy in here. Like I told you last week, I'm gonna have peace in here, up in here. So if you got a temper, you got to save it till you get that house where you paying the rent and buying the food and stuff, and you get mad as you want. You can knock a hole in the wall, but when as long as you in my house, you don't have no temper, okay? Don't try to outwit the other parents by giving children things, designer clothes, giving them better clothes than you giving the children you left. Uh, Tennis shoes, $200-300 tennis shoes. I told my babies Calvin Klein would not wear his name on your behind, and you will not wear his name on yours. And there be no designer clothes in here. Okay. So they don't need no $200-300 tennis shoes unless they playing for the Lakers or something. What they need with $200-300 tennis shoes? They don't need the latest gadgets. toys. It's okay to have some things, but they don't have to have everything as soon as they hit the market. They don't have to have it. Love is what they need. Love is what your children need. And especially if you are the secondary, if your secondary children are barely making it. You the family you left, the kids, that barely got ordinary clothes. Mother might be shopping at the Goodwill or something, and you buying the designer clothes over here. No, that don't work. And when you put your kids, don't make them label children. Don't make them brand name children, because the day may come when you can't buy them brand name products. You know what I'm saying? So just let your kids be on. Love them, love them, love them. Don't spend time trying to get the business or the scoop on the home they left. What they feed you, what did they say, what did they do. Don't be trying to dig up the scoop on if the kids are being not being mistreated, if they're not being abused in that secondary home. Let it be, and pray that they are enjoying themselves when they go to the secondary home, okay? But don't be trying to dig into the other family's business. What does she wear? What did he do? What? No, we don't try to do that. If a child is suspended from school, let daddy get him reinstated. If a child is suspended from school, let daddy go. When mommy go, it just it don't have the same effect. And I'm telling you, if daddy got to take off from work too many times to go to the school to get a child reinstated, he gonna be have a whole lot of interest in straightening that child out. When mama take him and say, I don't know what's wrong with that boy. I don't know why that girl, I don't know why they don't behave. Yeah, that's what he say when mama got to be the one to take him. But when he have to be the one to miss his work and take these children back to school, honey, he gonna straighten them kids out. You hear what I'm saying? They gonna straighten up and fly right. Okay. And people at the school, they will respect your children more when they know there's a man behind your children. They'll even treat them differently when they know that there's a man behind your children. And children out on dates should have to face daddy on the other side of the door when they come home. They will come in a different way. They may be drunk, but they'll sure be given a sober invitation that they know daddy's behind that door, okay? Besides, he should be the last one going to bed. He should secure the house for the night, and everybody should be in the house before lockup. Will there be scheduled visits with grandma for family celebrations? And as I said before, we need to know how to handle that, because grandma might want everybody to come. She want her son and her daughter to come. So we got to figure out, can we do this? We got to all go to grandma. Teach all the children a closed door requires a knock, a reply before opening it. You need to hear, come in, who's there, wait a minute, don't knock and walk, knock and wait. Anytime there's a closed door, you can't just go busting in. You have to wait to be invited in, okay? Wear appropriate clothing at all times. No skimpy outfits. That means mother and daughter. Everybody needs a bathrobe, and that's for parents and children. Everybody in the house needs a bathrobe. We don't ever need to be walking around half dressed or just not skimpy. We need to be in our bathrobe or our clothes at all times. Okay, as children grow older, and there may be after school sporting events. Somebody might be on the football team or whatever. Somebody might be a cheerleader. There might be people working on the newsletter after school, then we need to be more flexible with our time with the children, because we don't they want to come to our house maybe certain days if they have a some kind of tournament or something at school, and we have to be flexible. Okay, for graduation, maybe we need to share expenses. There's pictures and there's rings. Of course, I don't know if children get rings anymore. I was born back in the dark ages, and I don't know what they're doing now. But there's pictures, and there might be a ring. Then we got the prom. We got to have a gown. We have a tuxedo. Some people rent limousines, and we want to share at that time for those particular expenses. Okay, we don't want everything to be on no one person. Okay, and the third thing that I see that the Lord showed me that's needed for consistent is consistency for blending families. Have regular blended family meetings. I said this is to discuss any of the children, if any of the children are having problems at school, at church, or in the secondary or primary home, or anywhere. We all need to know if our children are unhappy, having problems, whatever. We all need to know. Okay. And the suggestion for handling these things, as I said, we can need to still have our blended family meetings in a neutral place. Everybody needs to be uncomfortable. Nobody be home in their recliner while we having a family meeting. Okay. So, and if there's an emergency, we can always call an emergency meeting. Pay attention to the children and any changes that may occur in them. If serious medical problems occur, all parents may need to be involved. If your child has a certain condition or something wrong, all of the parents may need to go to the doctor and get the analysis, what it's all about. We all may need to go so we know how to care for the child, or how to treat the child, or what to do for the child. We all may need to go to the doctor. Keep schedules as decided, except as noted from time to time, or in case a time changes. It's sometimes if somebody gets unemployed, or if their employment changes from a night shift to a day shift. Okay, we need to know how to alter our visitation. Make clear rules and regulations for all the children, and thoroughly explain all your rules and regulations and why they are. They should be for their provision, to provide a good life for them, or for their protection. This should be the source of our rules. When you have to deny the child something, give them a a full explanation why you're saying no. Never say no without a not because I said so. Always give a full explanation when you have to say no. Okay, and maybe make a substitute. Maybe they can't go here, but you say, well, let's go such and such a place, or let's do such and such a thing, to make up for not going where they want to go. But like I said, clear, a full and clear explanation is why you're saying no. Just don't tell them no. Let them know why you're telling them no. See if you can duplicate some things that would be beneficial for the primary and secondary home, so children are not completely thrown off schedule and confused when they're going from house to house. Let the children know the rules and regulations are that they're for their protection or to equip them to be a fantastic human being when they grow up. You can expect 18 years of child support unless something drastic happens. I guess a child would have to die or something for you not to have to pay child support. But just normally, you can expect 18 years of child support. Biological parents should decide what haircut a son gets. Don't get nobody's child haircut at your house. He might not want the children. I see some fathers, they want their children in these plaits and these braids and all this stuff. Don't cut nobody's hair while they visiting at your house, okay? Don't put no makeup on nobody, no nail polish. Don't change their hairdo, okay? All these decisions should be made with the children and their biological parents, okay? Only the biological parents should determine a haircut or hairstyle or whatever they want to do. The girl shouldn't be go leave home, all plain and come back eyeshadow and lipstick and can't recognize it. Don't alter nobody's appearance. Okay, don't alter no child's appearance but your own. Let their biological parents determine when they can do these things or how they can wear their hair, how they can get it cut, how they can, like I said, wear makeup and nail polish. Okay, don't send somebody home where their parents can't recognize them. Okay, discuss anything that may be coming up. They may require a temporary change in scheduling or a permanent one for a legitimate reason. Be consistent with the schedule you decided upon unless you have to make a change. You absolutely have to make a change. Dad, be your daughter's first date. Knock on the door, go outside and knock on your door for her so she knows no one should be honking a horn for her. They need to come to the door and knock on the door. Let her know you're demonstrating how she should be treated on a date and that he should not touch her anywhere you did not touch her. Teach her the value of her virginity. Okay. Yes, tell her she is beautiful and special so she doesn't fall for the first man that says these things to her. Okay, build her self-esteem and her confidence. Don't make derogatory remarks about women in her presence. She's a woman and will wonder what's wrong with her based on the negative remarks you make about women in general. Let her know she's all she can be, all that she wants to be. Don't talk down about women because then that makes your daughter think she's inferior or she's not good enough. Don't do that. Treat your wife like a queen. Your children will be products of the environment you create in your home. If it's chaotic, your children will be when they grow up and all screwed up and acting like the devil. It's because that's where they come from. Okay, that's the environment you have created for them. Okay, so they'll be chaotic. If your answer to problems is putting your fist through the wall, knocking over the furniture, beating your wife, that will be your son's idea of how to treat a woman. And your daughter's idea will be that it's okay for a man to treat her like that because mama took it. Okay? And mom, keep your wits about you. Respect your husband. Don't go around breaking dishes, slicing tires, breaking windows because you think he may be doing something wrong. Your daughter will think that that's the way a woman should act when she's displeased. So, my conclusion to what the Lord said to me was maturity, communication, and consistency are some of the ingredients for a successful blended family. And this is what the Lord gave to me. Thank you, daughter.
That's a lot.
Ain't that a lot?
A lot. But I like the things that you were saying about, not putting the
I
children.
can't hear you, baby.
Can't hear me?
Hmm.
Okay. Sorry. Let me turn my volume up here. I was saying that if the people on Facebook, if you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up. But what I was saying is that it's important for children not to feel like they're in the middle of whatever the dispute is, whatever the concern or the issue is.
Hmm.
And so it's important for you to keep the children children, and as adults, you be mature and work through
Right,
that you need to work through for the sake of the children. Because at the
right.
end of the day, the blended family should function not like a dysfunctional family, but a family that is different. And there's nothing wrong with being different. And so that's a lot of information. I hope you all were taking notes. For those of you that are watching the replay, I hope that you're getting this information. And I hope and pray that you will apply these principles to your life. And even before you get married, before you make the decision to marry somebody, make sure you have sought the Lord. and he
Hmm.
and he answered,
Yes.
and go on your own, because if you seek the Lord and you hear him and you answer the call that he's given you, you will make the right decisions and you will have a good impact on your children, on the generations to come.
Hmm.
So I want to thank you, Mom, for sharing
You're
words of
welcome,
wisdom
baby.
with everyone. And again, I pray you all were taking notes, and I pray that you will go back and watch the replay and get this wisdom words with Mom Wallace. So we love you. And we again, maybe we'll do a part three. We'll see. But until we see you again next time, we pray that you will have a great Friday evening, have a great weekend. And for those of you that are moms and grandmas, have a great Mother's Day. And we will be keeping you lifted in Jesus' name. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye bye.